Dreaming about teaming up with a superhero? Heartbroken about the latest comic death? Do you find your conversations always turning to Marvel? Then welcome Marvelites to your therapy session. Join your hosts as we explore the realms of the Marvel Universe, taking you into new insights, movie reviews, and debates. Here, we won't try to cure any obsessions, but fuel them, because the world is better nerdy. Welcome to your Marvel Therapy Group.
Joe, you know what movie I watched recently?
What?
Spider-Man 3. The Sam Raimi one.
Oh, okay. And?
It's fun.
That's
I
good.
like it.
That's good.
I had a friend down from college, and so him, me, and my roommate, we all watched Spider-Man 3.
Uh-huh.
And we had fun. It's a fun movie.
Good. I mean, I guess compared to some of the ones we've gotten since then, it's not bad.
I think it is better than both the Amazing Spider-Man movies.
That's fair. I'm also thinking of the majority of the X-Men movies and Fantastic. You know, we've gotten some rough superhero movies.
It gives me a new appreciation for the scene in Into the Spider-Verse where they make fun of Spider-Man 3.
Oh,
No.
where he's dancing.
Yeah,
right?
he's like, I saved the city again and again and again and again, and then I did this. And I show him doing the dancing. He's like, yeah, we're going to talk about that.
I haven't seen that movie probably since like a year after it came out. I feel like I've only seen that movie twice in my life. Maybe.
Spider-Man 3?
Yeah. I mean, I remember it enough though. They had it was a mess at the end.
I actually think the ending's the part that works the best.
Oh, okay. Because they had Sandman,
Sandman, Venom,
and Green
Harry
Goblin.
Osborn as New Goblin.
Yeah.
I thought the ending is like the part that actually works though, when you have Sandman and Venom versus Spider-Man and New Goblin.
Isn't it on a construction site?
Yeah.
And like Mary Jane is kidnapped again.
Yeah.
She's like about to be killed.
That's what she does. She gets kidnapped.
In the movies, yeah. And then Spider-Man put like these poles around the Venom guy and was...
Yeah, because Venom can't stand like vibrations or like high-pitched frequencies.
Right.
I like the scene where J. Jonah Jameson is outside of the construction site. The little girl is taking pictures with her camera. And he's like, hey girl, hey kid, do you want a job? Like, I'm 10. Alright, how much for the camera? $100. $100? I think there's like this big, like, cool, like, thing that happens in the construction site, and he's like, alright, fine, $100. And he takes the camera, he starts trying to take pictures, and like, he opens it up, there's no film. She's like, film's extra.
Who comes in that movie? Is it, wow, why can't I think of her name? The other one.
Gwen Stacy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's on the stage, right?
Yeah.
They're having like a celebration for Spider-Man.
He takes Gwen Stacy to the jazz club on a date when he's like possessed by the Venom suit.
Oh.
When he's emo Peter Parker.
Interesting. And Mary Jane doesn't like that, I'm guessing.
No, she doesn't. But they make up at the end, kind of, so it's fine.
Okay. Well, that's good.
And on that topic, on Spider-Man 3, we're going to switch to more
Marvel
news.
Exactly. We'll get into our topic that we're supposed to be talking about, which is an August roundup. Yeah, which we haven't done a roundup in, I feel like, since February.
I don't think so. I feel like we're good about the roundups.
What we're doing is sort of August roundup, mostly focused on the D23 Expo.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm Joe.
I'm Jack.
We always forget that part. Just us again this week. Yeah, mostly focused on the D23 Expo because that's where a lot of the news came from. We covered San Diego Comic-Con. That was that last month?
Yeah. Mid-July, I think.
Oh, around, or a few weeks, or a week before D23, I don't remember. You went to Fan Expo Boston.
I did.
How was that?
That was a lot of fun. I didn't do anything Marvel-related.
Oh, okay.
I met Peter Capaldi, my boy.
Who is not in the MCU.
He's not in the MCU yet.
But I feel like you fan casted him for something.
I fan casted Peter Capaldi for many things on this show. No, see, he should be a Doctor Strange villain.
Oh.
But
Well, we're getting Nightmare in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Right?
yeah, he
You
can do
never
it.
know.
He's got range.
Yeah. Wait, is it the Multiverse of Madness or the Madness of the Multiverse?
Multiverse of Madness.
Multiverse of Madness. What did I say?
I think you said it right the first time, and
Okay.
then you second guessed yourself.
Multiverse of Madness. Right? Yeah.
Madness of the multiverse.
Yeah, that just doesn't sound right. In my head it does, but saying it out loud. Saying it out loud does not. I cannot speak. Cool. So where do you want to start?
You want to start with the? Well, I mean, you want to start with the big news,
Sure.
which was what do you think? No, I'll give it to Black Panther. Black Panther was the big news.
Oh, I would not say that was the biggest news. Big news, sure, but not the biggest
Well, I
news.
mean, there's the hierarchy of movies, TV shows,
Yeah, but most of the-
comics.
But the TV shows, dominated at D23.
That's true. But
That's all the news that came out. And, Black Panther was just a little footnote.
Well,
so-
whatever, I committed to Black Panther, and we're going to talk about Black Panther first.
Yeah. Go for it.
Yeah. So Black Panther 2 got a release date, which I did not look up when I started saying this.
As we reach for our phones at the same time.
But I know it's 2022,
Yep, but that's all we got from it. Just the release date.
and that Ryan Coogler's coming back.
Oh, yes. Well, that's good.
2022, May 6th, 2022. That's exciting. They're giving Black Panther their May date.
Yeah. Yeah. Their May dates were... That's when...
Avengers movies.
Yeah. Ooh, that'll be good. They have so long to plan for it, and they're gonna bring in so many new characters before then.
You think?
Oh, that's gonna be good. I don't think it'll be an Avengers movie, but it could maybe be a Civil War type movie. Not the same plot, but where it wasn't an Avengers movie, but they had a bunch of characters.
I really don't know what to expect from Black Panther 2, other than it'll be good.
Or, I know this has been speculating a lot, and I want to take credit for it, because I put it on our Twitter, and then shortly after I heard everyone talking about it, is Namor in Black Panther 2.
Yeah.
I want to take credit for it because I said, what if that line in Endgame where Okoye says it's an underwater earthquake, we don't do anything about it? I posted something about, why would they put that line in there? Why something so specific if it's not going to build up to Namor? Because that's universe building. That's what Marvel is so good at.
Yeah.
And then, shortly after I posted that, I started hearing the buzz about it.
I don't know. I'm excited. I liked Black Panther a lot when it first came out. I don't know if I've watched it. No, I watched it again, but I think I've seen it twice, and both times it was really good. I'm happy they got Ryan Coogler back. I feel like he's a really talented director, and I feel like he really elevated that movie, made it something special. So yeah, I'm very excited to see what he does with a sequel, especially now that he has so much more goodwill with Marvel, and they're essentially just going to let him do whatever he wants.
Yeah, Marvel, I feel like, does that for all their directors now.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, do whatever you want. Just, Feige's probably like, here's a general idea of where I want the MCU to go. Go from there. And they're like, okay.
I feel
let
like
me write a movie.
I feel like Age of Ultron gets a lot of crap, but I feel like that's kind of the movie that really shaped the MCU going forward. Because that was the one where Kevin Feige was like, "We broke Joss Whedon because we were too meddling in this.
Oh,
we're
that's
gonna do a
right.
more hands-off approach from here on out."
Yeah, Age of Ultron tried to develop a lot of plot points going forward, and you're right, it was too much for not just Joss Whedon, but for the movie, for any director. That's a good point. Age of Ultron is a really good movie, though. And after watching Black Panther and seeing how the Black Panther suit's vibranium kind of has a power set of its own, you see that in Ultron. There's that part where Captain America is chasing Ultron, and Ultron's on the truck, and he moves his arm, and you see this blue streak, and then the pavement flies up. And watching it, it's okay, it's a superhero movie. Things like that happen. People do that. But then you see the same effects in Black Panther.
I feel like a lot of Marvel movies have gone back to retroactively make Age of Ultron better.
Mm-hmm.
There was Thor Ragnarok bringing back the hey, big guy, sun's getting real low.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. And I don't know, I'd like to think that those effects were planned out, but it could just be a retroactive thing. Absolutely.
Why not both?
Yeah.
Thanks, yeah. Black Panther. Do you want to move on to TV shows?
Did we, real quick, did we get a logo for Black Panther, or was it just the Black Panther 2?
I think it was just Black Panther 2.
Do you think it's going to have a different title?
I made the joke to my roommate that I didn't appreciate that it'll be called Black Panther 22 because it comes out in 22.
Oh. I don't see it.
Or like Black Panthers with a Z. Because, you know, it's gotta be hip.
I don't know if it would have a title. It would make sense if it did, because all Marvel trilogies have titles except for the Iron Man ones.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It could be Black Panther 2. War at Sea. I mean, yeah, Sea at War. Flip it either way. Because Namor. Rise of Namor. I don't know.
And then they bring you on as a biomarine.
Oh, yeah.
They bring you on as a consultant.
Yeah, I can make
biology consultant.
I can make the movie scientifically accurate, of course. We're talking about vibranium and mutants.
Its effects in the ocean.
Yep, exactly. And mutants and Atlantis, but definitely I'll go in there and be like, what about the depth? Can vibranium withstand the depth? The pressure? What about light? Like, light spectrums can't penetrate that deep. Only blue. It's like, oh, your suit's red 20 feet below the surface? Sorry, that's not possible.
It'd be that thing, like, those YouTube videos, like the Everything's Wrong with Movies?
Yeah.
It would be like they'd be trying to make it for Black Panther 2, and they'd be like, nothing to comment on the scientific accuracy of Atlantis.
Yeah.
This is all rock solid.
I guess it would be like Captain Marvel, where there's no explanation. She just suddenly can breathe in space.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's immune to the vacuum of space. Her head should be imploding.
Well, she's, like, super powerful.
Exactly. There's no explanation. And, like, the mask that she wears only covers her eyes. Like, the bottom half of her face is still exposed to space. But it's like, it's whatever. It's Captain Marvel.
Can do it.
Yeah. It's Captain Marvel. I guess go for it. Speaking of Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
WandaVision news.
I thought you were going to do the other show, but yeah, we can talk about WandaVision.
Which other show?
Well, I feel like...
Oh, right. Wow, how did I not think of that connection? Right. No, I went to WandaVision. We'll get to Miss Marvel in a little bit. Because Monica Rambeau is going to be in WandaVision.
Oh, yeah, she is.
Presumably as an adult, because we know who's playing her. Yep. Yeah. Adult actress.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah?
I think she'll come in as Spectrum. Do you know anything about Spectrum?
I know it's a very 80s Marvel character.
Okay. I didn't know when she came in. But, like, all I know, I've seen her in a few recent Avengers books. That one, No Road Home, I think, where all the Greek gods die, and she's in there. I'm reading it on Marvel Unlimited, so I'm only 2 issues in, but I'm like, hey, Spectrum is here. Anyway, her power set is about basically, like, energy itself, like, wavelengths. So she can turn into any sort of wavelength, is what I'm gathering. Like, she can turn into light, or radioactivity, or, like, gamma, like, any sort of wavelength like that. So, my thought is that Scarlet Witch, she's insane. We're all guessing that she's insane for this series. And she... Okay, so one of 2 things. She either alters reality and, like, gives Monica Rambeau powers. And Monica Rambeau's like, oh, look at this. I can turn myself into energy. Which would go along well with Scarlet Witch's powers. Or maybe she gets blasted by an outburst of Scarlet Witch's reality manipulation and develops powers that way. Because I think that fits. She can manipulate energy and Scarlet Witch like uses the energy to change reality. Okay, 3 things actually.
Okay.
Second possibility that I'm thinking is Monica Rambeau maybe tried to follow in the footsteps of her mom, but goes into robotics, something like that. So she tries to help Wanda recreate Vision, because Vision's a robot. So maybe... Because I'm still thinking that in Infinity War, when Shuri was mapping, or trying to... Yeah, when she mapped Vision, she downloaded him.
Mm-hmm.
So they can just theoretically re-upload that thing to, like, a vibranium body, and it'll be Vision. So maybe she does that, but then she, like, gets electrocuted when she's trying to rebuild Vision, and then develops powers that way. Like a little piece, like Jarvis gets infused in her or something. Third, which I've said on the show before, is again, Monica Rambeau grew up, experienced the snap. Maybe she got snapped herself, or she just wanted to find out what happened, and if she didn't get snapped, plays around with cosmos energy, because, like, that's what the Infinity Stones are, finds a way to give herself powers. Okay, that's 3 possibilities of how I think she'll get her powers in WandaVision.
Okay.
Now, another question, do you think she'll already have powers in WandaVision?
I really don't know what to expect from WandaVision. And honestly, I'm kind of happy about that. I also kind of want to go into, like, this show completely in the dark.
Right.
I feel like this is going to be a weird show.
And I don't think we'll know a lot.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for it for that reason too, but also just because it's Scarlet Witch. And really, if you listened to the show before, you know I'm a sucker for Scarlet Witch in the MCU.
The picture definitely had big vibes of the Tom King Vision run.
Yeah, that's the suburban one?
Yeah. Well, that's the one where Vision creates a family for himself.
Right.
And I know that's like I love Tom King. I haven't really read that. I haven't read that one all the way through, but I love his Batman series.
Okay.
Like, even though it's DC. But yeah, definitely, like, I'm excited about it.
That's okay. We've talked about DC on here before.
That's true.
I kind of went on a whole tangent about Batman one episode, and I was like, okay, here we go.
That sounds right.
So, and they have also said that we're going to see the full range of Scarlet Witch's powers. I'm so excited for that. I wonder if they will also, again, retroactively somehow make her a mutant. Like, maybe Monica Rambeau finds an X gene, and she's like, with her energy power, she's like, hey, what's this? And then activates it more fully. Like, maybe what was it? The Mind What gave her powers?
Whatever Loki had.
The Space Stone.
Space Stone?
Right? Okay.
There's a lot of stones.
So maybe the Infinity Stone... we should know this. Maybe the Infinity Stone that gave her powers, which... Right, I'm thinking it's the Space Stone, because that's the Tesseract. Only activated some of her mutant powers, and then Monica Rambeau can be like, ooh, here's the X gene, let's fully turn it on.
And then Magneto literally springs into existence.
Yes! Actually, I have a theory about how they're going to bring the mutants in, so remind me about that.
Right.
House of X and Powers of 10.
We'll save it for another time.
No, we're talking about it soon. So we got the poster, and it's just Wanda and Vision sitting on a couch, laughing.
Like old-timey looking house, old-timey looking clothes, like 50s.
Exactly, very 50s, yeah. But then, did you see the shadows behind them?
No.
Oh, okay. So, there are shadows on the wall, and it looks like horns. It's like behind the 2 people sitting on the couch. So what everyone's speculating is that we're going to get the Scarlet Witch costume. The classic one with that headdress with the horns. Because the show is going to be weird. We know this. And after seeing the Eternals costumes and hearing about, like, Doctor Strange, we know Marvel's not afraid to go weird anymore.
Yeah.
The Thor movies lately. So we're going to get like a classic Scarlet Witch outfit, which is going to look completely ridiculous on the TV or like on the screen. Comic books, it's okay. Like most like most costumes in comic books, it's okay. But on the screen, it's going to look weird, and I'm here for it.
They'll make it work.
I'm so excited. Oh, Eternals?
Yep, Eternals. We saw their costumes.
Yep.
It's all blurry, though, so it's kind of hard to really make out anything specific.
Have you heard of Amazon's The Boys?
Yes. I haven't watched it yet.
I haven't watched it yet either, but those costumes looked exactly like the costumes from The Boys.
Really didn't pick up on that.
I thought they looked really similar. And not in a bad way, they just looked similar.
Mm-hmm.
And, The Boys really took off, even though I haven't seen it yet. I know it has, a fan base now. It looked good.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it's going to look good.
Because for The Boys, they really hyped up the superhero aspect, because that's the whole thing, corporate superheroes. So it fit. And with the Eternals, again, we know it's going to be weird. Just bring on the costumes. Yeah, just bring in the costumes.
There was the costumes, and in bigger news, we got Game of Thrones fans. We got something to be excited about. It's officially announced Kit Harington is joining the MCU.
Yeah.
Our boy Jon Snow.
The Black Knight. So
Appropriate,
yeah. I feel a little bad for him, because now he might be cast type forever.
He's giving the people what they want, Joe.
Except, if you're in the MCU, you don't ever need another role.
He does one thing, stoic knight, and he does it well. Just give the people what they want.
Yeah, if you're in the MCU, you're going to make so much money. You're going to develop such a huge fan base.
They already made so much money anyway.
Seriously. And I feel like if the fans like you enough, you can just be like, hey, Marvel, put me in another movie, and they'll be like, yeah, sure.
I mean, it's especially special because Richard Madden is also in that. He's going to be in Eternals.
Who's that?
He played Robb Stark in Game of Thrones.
Oh, right. Who's he playing? Do we know?
I can't remember his character's name because I don't know the Eternals. But
yeah, me neither.
I just know we got excited because him and Robb Stark and Jon Snow were meeting again.
I keep seeing the Eternals on Marvel Unlimited, and I'm like, I'll get to it eventually. But honestly, I'm the least excited for the Eternals. And I guess, again, not in a bad way. I'm still going to go see it. I'm really excited for it. It's just because I don't know anything about the Eternals that pales in comparison to what we're going to get for, Doctor Strange and WandaVision, which are the two I'm most excited for.
It could be another, Guardians of the Galaxy thing, though.
But on Earth.
No, just that, nobody knew who they were,
right.
And then it ended up becoming, one of their biggest properties.
Yeah. Do you think they're going to try to make a trilogy out of it? Eternals 1, 2, and 3?
I mean, that's probably always the goal.
Right. I'm really interested to know how they're going to tie the Eternals into their greater MCU. The first few minutes of the movie, are we going to get a background of them, watching them through time, watch half of them snap, then half of them reappear, and then the movie carries on from there?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they have something. Probably easier to introduce the Eternals than it is to introduce mutants.
Yes. And again, at the end of the episode, we're going to talk about House of X and House of 10, and I'm going to theorize again how they're going to bring the mutants into the MCU.
Alright. So we'll try to get there. So that when you want to move on to the other
TV shows?
They announced 3 more Disney Plus TV shows there, which was really surprising.
Yeah. So let's go with Ms. Marvel first.
Ms. Marvel.
Ms. Marvel is Kamala Khan. She's an Inhuman. I've read a few of her comics, actually. She's fun.
I don't know. I get why people like it. They're not my cup of tea, per se. But I'm excited I'm excited she's going to be in the MCU. I know she's a character that means a lot to a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll definitely be another groundbreaking social movement.
Mm-hmm.
Like Black Panther was. I'm curious how she's going to get her powers. Because in the greater MCU, we had the Terrigen outbreak in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 2, or after Season 2 and into Season 3. Then we had the Inhumans TV show, which really should have been an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. spin-off, but wasn't, and we got one line from Medusa, I think, and she was like, yeah, the waters are still contaminated on Earth. because that's how the Terrigen got into the Earth. That was supposed to be, if you're familiar at all with the comics, the Terrigen cloud was sweeping through Earth, and everyone it touched with Inhuman DNA, they'd go through Terrigenesis and turn into an Inhuman, which was later stopped by the X-Men because it turned out that this new isotope of Terrigen killed mutants. We got Inhumans versus X-Men. It had greater implications for future X-Men stories. I'll say that. It wasn't bad. Anyway, I'm not talking about that right now. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, Ms. Marvel being an Inhuman. So, since that happened so long ago in the MCU timescale or timeline, I'm wondering how she's going to get her powers.
Yeah, I feel like they're definitely not gonna try to connect it to Inhumans because they try to pretend Inhumans never happened.
Yeah.
Like we all do. I don't know. I'd be fine if she just randomly got her powers somehow. I feel like that's not it's not important in the long run.
Really? I guess for the MCU it's not. I'd still like it if she was an Inhuman. I think that's really important to her character. All the places I've seen her in the comics, she's very tied to the Inhuman history and culture. And even during Inhumans vs. X-Men, the Inhumans called on, the Earth Inhumans. And it was Kamala Khan, and she answered the call immediately. She's like, oh, I gotta go protect my family. It was only later on that she started to realize, wait, whose side should we be on? Because the X-Men are dying. Mm-hmm. And again, I'm not talking about Inhumans vs. X-Men right now.
It kind of feels like you are, though.
I know, I need to backtrack a little bit. So, I really hope that she still has her Inhuman background. I don't know. I hope so.
Yeah, I'm excited about that, although I'm more excited about the She-Hulk
Yes.
TV show.
I think I'm most excited for She-Hulk, too.
Oh yeah, I like She-Hulk a lot.
So,
she's a cool character.
I posted on Twitter, Fancast Friday, and I told Jack about it, and it turns out that we have the same fan cast.
We do.
Which is so exciting. And, I feel like we've talked about it on the show before.
Have we?
We've definitely mentioned this person as She-Hulk.
I wouldn't put it past us.
Go ahead. You want to say who it is?
Yeah. You want to say it together?
Yeah.
Alright, 1, 2, 3.
Eliza Dushku as She-Hulk.
Yeah.
I don't know why this is so perfect.
I want it. Well,
but it is.
She's a badass. She can kick butt. She's a good actress.
She looks like Jennifer Walters.
She does. She can play lawyer, but she can also play tough person who kicks butt.
Yeah.
I mean, she's been Faith. You've seen Dollhouse, right?
Yep.
She's really good in Dollhouse.
Yes.
And she plays a bunch of different characters in Dollhouse.
Exactly. I was going to say, she played 100 different characters.
Well, she should have played. They should have made 100 episodes, but that's besides the point.
Yeah.
Welcome to Dollhouse Therapy Group.
Dollhouse is really good. Only 2 seasons.
Yeah.
So underrated. So Eliza Dushku, and I was thinking, you've said this in the show before, Marvel is really good at taking people just on the cusp of fame and bring them into the limelight. And yeah, she's already famous, but she hasn't really been in a huge role lately.
She's like one of those culty famous people.
Yes, exactly.
The Buffy fan base really likes her.
So it's perfect for the MCU.
Yeah.
Someone who's known but not overly known and is gonna just I'm speechless. I get so excited with her. I also couldn't think of the phrase I was going for.
Just make it happen, Marvel.
Yeah.
Do this.
Eliza Dushku or She-Hulk. I'm pretty sure she voiced for She-Hulk at one point.
Yeah, she has.
For a TV show.
A cartoon.
Yeah. Not a game, but a cartoon.
Cartoon.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And Marvel's done this with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They took Chloe Bennett, and Chloe Bennett voiced for Quake and Marvel Rising, which was an animated movie. Dove Cameron was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but then voiced Spider-Gwen, I believe, in Marvel Rising. Ming-Na Wen, I think, has voiced something.
Mulan.
No, not Mulan. I mean, yes, Mulan, but no, maybe I was thinking Agent May appeared somewhere, but I think I just dreamed that. Hey, Ming-Na Wen!
Yeah?
As Clark Gregg called her, the Mulan DeLorean. Classic Clark Gregg.
What a guy.
Yeah, so Ming-Na Wen has been cast in The Mandalorian, which is the
Star Wars show that's going to be streaming on Disney Plus
as soon as it drops. Awesome. It would be awesome to see Ming-Na Wen wield a lightsaber. In The Mandalorian, I don't know if we would get many Jedi.
It doesn't feel like it's a Jedi kind of thing.
So maybe more spy, espionage. And that's Agent May. Okay, if they wanted to do the Marvel Star Wars crossover with Agent May,
you'd be
perfectly okay with that. I've said before that like a crossover between the two would be a little like Star Wars and Guardians of the Galaxy would be a little weird, but no, if it's Melinda May, full steam ahead, go for it. Melinda May becomes a Jedi. Yes, please, not just for the MCU. Like, if they wanted to cross over in any format with Melinda May, go for it. So Ming-Na Wen just became a Disney legend, which I admit I hadn't really heard of that title before.
What is that?
She? Okay, I'm glad you asked. Yeah, I really don't know. But it's just someone who's... It's like getting your Hollywood star fame, but for Disney.
Okay.
So Disney's recognized her as being such an integral part of Disney culture that they've given her the title of Disney Legend.
That's nice.
So she's been a Disney princess, Mulan.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you call like any animated female Disney character a Disney princess.
I think she's a princess.
So she's been a Disney princess. She has been in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And now she's in Star Wars. That's like the Disney trifecta.
Yeah. Now she just has to do a Pixar movie.
Yeah. But that's not as important. Like, Disney Princess, Marvel, and Star Wars. Those are the big three. So that's exciting. Good for her. If Ming-Na Wen, if you're listening, if you ever want to come on our show, we welcome you.
I don't watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but you seem like a really cool person. So.
She is cool. I met her. Actually, I met her. We were going to take a picture with her, and we weren't supposed to, but she was so nice to her fans, and she was like, yeah, come on back. We took a picture with her. That picture was 4 years ago. 3 or 4 years ago now. I've changed a lot. I look like I'm 12 in that picture. Might be on her Instagram. Go check out her Instagram. That picture might be there. It might not be, but I think it's one of like the first things I posted. Anyway, Ming-Na Wen's awesome. Clark Gregg is awesome. WandaVision's gonna be awesome. Eliza Dushku as She-Hulk
would be awesome.
Outstanding.
So there was one more TV show that was announced. Moon Knight.
Moon Knight.
I know nothing about Moon Knight.
Okay, I know a little bit about Moon Knight. I also know that fans have been clamoring for Moon Knight, like on a Netflix show, forever. To the point where I thought that they were going to universe build for him in one of the TV shows. In New York City, someone's like, oh, did you hear about the architect who just got back from Egypt? Moon Knight. Because that's all I know about Moon Knight. He was an architect in Egypt. He got possessed by some Egyptian god. He's also, I think he has schizophrenia. And he is a crime fighter. That's about all I know of him. He has a staff. Ooh, right? I think he's a staff. So he's like a Gambit without the kinetic powers, but instead with an Egyptian god possessing him. We're gonna go with that.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be good.
I
sure
think
all these shows will be good.
Yeah, it's kind of random to me that they bring in Moon Knight, but I'm here for it.
Fans want him.
Yeah. I am here for it. Fans have wanted him for a long time. What else? We got She-Hulk, WandaVision, Eternals. Oh, so the only thing left to talk about. Ready? House of X and Powers of 10.
Okay, go for it, Joe.
This is an August roundup, Jack. This happened in August.
I just haven't been. I just haven't been reading it, so I don't know what's happening here.
Oh, I'll let you borrow them. Because I don't buy comic books because I have no money, but I've been actually shelling out the $5 or $6 a week for this series. Because they hyped it up so much, they made it seem like it was such a monumental comic arc that... And it's X-Men, so
yeah,
I did it. So, House of X is... I'm going to go into a little spoilery talk. I don't know any way around it. So, what happens in House of X and Powers of 10, if you're not reading, they are a joint series, 2 different, titles, but it's basically the same story, and they alternate weeks. And the story is that Moira McTaggart, who has long been a geneticist for mutant kind, like a mutant kind advocate, but never a mutant herself, turns out she is a mutant. And has been for longer than any other X-Man, because her power is reincarnation. She gets 10 lives, hence the Powers of 10 title. And so each life, she's tried to... she started off trying to find a cure for the X gene because she was a mutant herself, and she was like, I don't want this. Why am I cursed to keep living my life over and over again? Only she got stopped by Mystique and the Brotherhood, and that was pretty gruesome. So after that, she started developing her lives to saving mutant kind. And that's where we get things like Age of Apocalypse. The way I view it is that her lives created all these alternate timelines, like the Age of Apocalypse. She helped guide, Utopia, Genosha, any major X-Men event was one of her lives. That's how I'm viewing it. Mm-hmm. For everyone else, the time stream continued, but she just happened to appear in different lives and change the course of history at the time. That's how I view it. I don't know if that's right. So, that being said, my theory is that this series is coming out a few years before the X-Men are going to go into the MCU, so that it sets up how the X-Men can come into the MCU.
Oh boy.
So that way it'll be like, oh hey, with WandaVision, it'll be like, oh hey, they're basing it off of Tom King's run. This way it'll be like, oh hey, they're basing it off of Jonathan Hickman's run, instead of saying, oh, they're creating this event just for the MCU, or something really coincidental like that. They're spacing it out well enough that it will be okay. My theory then is that the Fox universe, they're going to keep that continuity, but those will have been Moira's lives. And so, X-Men 1 and 2, maybe one of her lives. X-Men 3 would have been another life where maybe she went to... The Cure. She was in that movie. So, perfect. She died in that movie. Oh my gosh, she died in that movie! And then other lives would be Days of Future Past. So she... In that life, the Sentinels took over. First Class... that could be 2 lives, one where Mystique killed Bolivar Trask, one where she didn't. And then another of Moira's lives could be the Dark Phoenix storyline. So, Moira's 10th life could be her going to Xavier and Magneto and being like, look, we need to hold off forming the X-Men until after Thanos. And all my lives, this has always happened. So we're going to form the X-Men after. Or the X-Men have, in her 10th life, they have this Krakoan island sanctuary for mutants. So it could always be that she said to Xavier and Magneto, Thanos is coming, he's coming all my lives, so we need to take all the X-Men, all the mutants, and hide them away. And then that nicely sets up the X-Men and mutants in general to come into the MCU at this time. It would explain why they've been absent for, 15 years at that point when the X-Men finally come in, or 20 years. Does that make any sense to someone who hasn't read it?
No. No,
I tried.
Oh, maybe I'll read it.
But what do you think?
I would give you so much credit if that happened.
I did post that on Twitter. I know a few people said, like, oh yeah, I was thinking that too. So, I think people would be on board.
Mm-hmm.
It would make sense, because the X-Men originated in the 60s. And if you want to go to the very beginning, it's going to have a 60s vibe. Like, I just don't see it any other way. So unless you wanted to start them with adults, which honestly I'd be fine either way. But I can't think of a better way to introduce the X-Men and explain why they're coming in now into the MCU. So,
yes.
House of X and Powers of 10, pretty good. I like House of X more than Powers of 10, but I'm still reading them. Powers of 10 is confusing me, but not enough that I'm not reading it. Alright. Is that anything else?
No, that's all I had.
Cool. That has been our August roundup, focusing on the D23 Expo, and basically House of X, Powers of 10. The only thing that didn't come out of D23. Oh, here's one more thing, if you stuck around to the very end. Our poster contest is still going on. Woo! And I know we got a lot of attention, but no one followed the rules. Because I posted on Instagram and Twitter the picture of the poster. So, to back up a little bit, we're raffling off a poster. It's a picture of the Nano Gauntlet. It was like a limited edition Endgame type poster that I got a hold of. So it's Nano Gauntlet. It says "We Love You 3000." It's a really nice memorabilia thing for Avengers Endgame. If you want this poster, we're going to send it to you in a raffle. So what you do is go to our Instagram or Twitter. It's posted on both places. And put in the comments of that post, you just tag 2 of your friends who you think would be interested in our page, in our podcast. Just tag them in the comments. And then we'll see that, and you will automatically be entered into the raffle for this poster. A lot of people have liked it, which is great. I'm so thrilled that you were excited about the poster and the posts in our podcast. But you do need to comment and tag 2 friends who you think would like the podcast. This is a promotional event for us, where you get something out of it too. So go do that. I'll repost the images too on Twitter and Instagram. So, that being said, find us on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. We don't use the Facebook, but we have one.
We do.
We use it occasionally. And you can also email us at marveltherapygroup@gmail.com. Very easy to remember. Everyone has a Gmail, basically, and it's our podcast's name, marveltherapygroup@gmail.com. So contact us if you have any questions, if you have any ideas for episodes, if you want us to talk about a certain topic, or want us to call you out, whatever. Alright. Is that it?
Yeah, but your cat just entered the room, so I feel like is that the cue to wrap up?
I think so. Should I put a picture of Pepper on Instagram next?
I feel like people like the animal picture, so go for it.
Okay. I'll put a picture of Pepper on the Instagram. Pepper's my cat.
Right. And just as always, thank you so much for listening.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's Marvel Therapy Group, where together we can work through our comic thoughts and learn to live beside them. Views expressed are of the host only and do not reflect Marvel Studios or comics in any way. Hosts are in no way qualified to provide therapy. This is simply the name of the podcast. This has been another Marvel Therapy Group session.